What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Hopin' and Copin'. So I was just reading the Just for Today NA, and, it says about us, growing up and wanting to be something different, but we never grew up saying that, we wanted to be a drug addict, nor did anyone ask us, hey, you want to be a drug addict whenever you get older? So thinking of that topic, it's so funny because, I've been asking people lately, like, what did you want to be when you grew up? And, are you doing anything that relates to what you wanted to do? And a lot of people that wanted to be something different growing up does not have the same dreams, goals that they have now. Turned a different page, it's so crazy how when you get into the lifestyle and you start picking up drugs and alcohol, it tears you away from everything. And granted, that could be, just an operation of us to grow in different ways and gain knowledge that we didn't have before, such as, the experience of life being knocked down and brought back up. But, one of my goals and dreams whenever I was a kid was to be a doctor. I wanted to help people. I wanted to, make them feel better and everything else. And it's so funny because I may not be a doctor today and I might not have a degree yet in anything, but close enough, I want to be a counselor. I want to help heal people mentally, spiritually, physically. And I love doing it. I love, being the person to make someone else smile and make them feel good about themselves even when they're feeling the most crappiest. It's something about seeing a pure smile come back on someone else's face, like the light or their light bulb has just went off in their brain, or they're just feeling good in that moment because life can be crappy and tear us down and make us feel bad, and society itself, people that we surround ourselves with have this idea of how we should be and what we should look like, and it's crazy. So, thinking back on it, I've always been this person, since I've been growing up is, to make the next one smile. I knew how bad life could be at an early age. My life, wasn't peaches and cream, nor was it always bad at the same time, even though growing up in a household with, two parents, those two parents argued and fought a lot, that us kids were not existent. So we didn't have the mom and dad structure and eating at the table with each other and, having movie nights and, nor did growing up having a mom who showed me how to be a woman. But, talking about it, the other day with my dad, he was saying that he regrets a lot and he wished that he could have done things a lot different. And I had to explain to him, like, did a lot of things suck? Absolutely. But I don't regret anything from my past because it made me who I am today. Be able to have kind compassion for another human being who might be struggling themselves. So growing up having the dream of being a doctor is something that I still have today, just in not necessarily the title of being a doctor, but, someone who can help other people overcome their fears and, reach their dreams. That's like my biggest thing that I love is, showing people how much someone could believe in something even though that they think it's silly or not reachable. I love making them feel a sense of being heard and, just wanting to reach their goals. It makes me want to reach mine even more whenever I'm helping someone else, understand that they're worth it just as well. I know this is kind of bouncing a little bit over the place, but same topic, so bear with me. Like I said, not perfect, and I'm not editing, so I'm keeping it real with you guys. Authentic is the key. But yeah, it's just crazy how life can take us on these twists and turns, and the way that we make it is how we make it. And no, I did not want to grow up and be a drug addict, but in the same sense, I am glad that I overcame it. And now I get to understand people when they're struggling with any kind of addiction. It doesn't necessarily have to be drugs and alcohol, because we have many addictions. If that's drugs and alcohol, shopping addiction, sex addiction, gambling addiction, eating addiction, whatever that is, a cutting addiction, people can get addicted to cutting, gym addiction, binge watching TV addiction. Like, there's many different addictions. Some may be, silly to others, but at the same time, we're all struggling in the same sense. And it's so crazy how, when you go through something, you don't have to be an asshole about it and, make it seem like whatever someone else is going through is silly to you, because at the same time, they're still feeling the same way that you felt with whatever you were going through with your addiction, so I just like that I got to learn all the experiences that I did, and the knowledge, and watch myself grow and shine, because, at one point I remember in my addiction, being so far gone, I never thought that I would make it out. I didn't. 4 years clean, I don't know if I mentioned this or not in one of my podcasts, but your girl got her high school diploma, and is doing college classes right now, and, not doing too bad for, starting off in college and doing one class. Hell, I'm actually doing pretty good in the class, and I'm pretty proud of myself that I got to overcome my fear of, success, since I was so used to failing and, continuing to try and educate myself and put myself out there. I used to always say, I'm stupid, and it's not that I'm stupid, it's just that I never learned it, and I gotta gain the knowledge for it. But, like I was saying, at one point in my addiction, I really thought I was gonna die a drug addict, and I will never forget that I wrote everyone letters, explaining to them that my addiction had nothing to do with them. It was, all how I felt and why I felt the things that I did. And, I struggled by myself in silence with my addiction. And, I even wrote my own obituary, so that way they could have it, pretty much planning out my funeral and everything, because I thought that was going to be the end of me. And now today I get to picture something different, and it's pretty crazy how the joy that you can feel for the littlest things, waking up and getting out of bed without being sick. That right there, I am forever grateful that I don't have to experience that anymore. I'm forever grateful that, I can go to the bathroom without having to use a substance, because that used to be my favorite place to use, was a bathroom. I'm grateful that I'm back in my family's life, a mom to my daughter, I'm grateful that I get to see the joy of her knowing that I show up at any time in her life, whether she's happy, sad, mad, and I get to teach her, and it's just a blessing, and I'm just forever grateful for it. And, I just want to let y'all know, whatever your dreams and goals may be, try and follow them. Set aside your fear for just 1 second. Even closing your eyes and picturing what your life would be like without fear for a moment, and grasp that joy that you feel within whenever you don't have to think about fear, and just dive deep in it for a moment and experience that. And once you get to experience that happiness, that genuine happiness that is in there, make that your motivation and go for it. And continue to keep going, and don't look back at anything besides what makes you happy. Stay blessed.